Hello wonderful people, it's me Anjy. I hope you are having an amazing day wherever you are. We are back to standing up. I just feel like standing up. I filmed a bunch of videos, like 10, so I don't want to sit down anymore. Basically, this is advice on A-level biology and chemistry. I will break it down even more down the line, but I'm still doing it. So this is advice I've gotten from my mentors, my friends, people around me, and some things that I've tried for myself, because I've tried a lot of things and I'm doing really well with biology right now. Chemistry is catching up as well. There's just one side of chemistry where I'm a bit like but yeah, these are the things I have been told and things that I've used for myself. Some of these things I use at GCSE as well, so let's get to it. The first tip is to use your specification. If you are not already using the specification, what are you doing? Because I understand it can be very stressful. I don't know anything, but if you don't have your specification, it's even more stressful because you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know what you do know. This is provided by every single exam board. If you search up your course, your exam board, it will come up. And this is very key because some topics come up in one exam board but not on another, or they come up in different ways. I'm going to use GCSE as an example, but AQA for GCSE biology did not use the nitrogen cycle, but other exam boards did. So that's the key thing, because you don't want to waste your time revising the wrong topics. The next thing is to read ahead. Reading ahead is the single greatest thing that I have ever done in my entire life. I do it for all of my A-levels. I'm literally about to go and read ahead for my biology classes tomorrow. Like, reading ahead is just so useful. It means that you don't have to understand it the first time, but at least you're familiar with it. So that's why I use those CGP books over the summer after year 11, because when I came back to school, these things weren't as scary. Of course, it was still like, whoa, there's a different electronic configuration. But at the same time, I'd already seen it before, and it helps you start with the next tip, which is to use repetition. By now, my Fibonacci video should be out on repetition. If not, it will be one of the coming videos, and when it comes out, it will be linked above and below. But essentially, you need to keep on repeating things so you don't forget them. It's literally as simple as that. There's a lot of science behind it, which is really fascinating, but we're going to keep it nice and simple here. You can search up spaced repetition for yourself if you want to, which is to use different methods and techniques. If you do the same thing, you will have the same outcome. You need to do different things at different times, but also in general, switching up your revision means you're using different parts of your brain, and it's really great for you to do different things so you can get better or different results. So with me personally, I've already dropped my study routine, fingers crossed. I'm trying to think what order I'm uploading this, but essentially the first time I'll just read through something, then I'll do the summary questions, then I'll do the practice questions, then I'll read through the revision guide, I'll do the revision questions, then I'll go on Seneca, I'll go on Quizlet, I'll make my review notes, my condensed notes, my this, my that. I will make a mind map. I will do different things. These exam questions, those exam questions. Maths made easy questions are a lot simpler than the physics and maths questions, because the physics and maths questions bring in loads of different topics. So you have to be able to do different things to help you learn in different ways. Sometimes I will literally just talk to my pillow. This pillow, if you've been here from the start, you know I used to have Daisy the duck, but I threw out all of my teddies because I don't know, I don't know. But regardless, I will literally talk to my pillow, and this sounds so crazy, but I'll be like, I'm going to break down translation and transcription to you. And my pillow is inanimate, obviously, but me just saying it out loud to a person, or even to my little guys in their canoe. I love this so much. I got this when I was in Nigeria. It's so cute. But anyway, just talking to something, even your dog, your cat, it means that you're saying it out loud. And if you're able to articulate things, that means you fully understand it, because sometimes it's like, oh, I don't know how to explain it. That means you don't know it well enough, and that's a really important thing to consider. The next thing is to use exam questions. If you're doing an A-level and not using exam questions, what are you actually doing? Because you're actually a clown at this point. Please, let's not do that, because I don't want you guys to, I want us all to win, you get me? And exam questions are literally the exam technique. They teach you what you need to know, but more than that, you need to use the revision guide, the mark scheme, because in the mark scheme it will use certain phrases and certain words, so you know whenever they mention photosynthesis, you need to be talking about aerobic, lactate, anaerobic, this, that. You will know the key words, the key things that you should be saying, just so you can collect your marks, because that's what we came to do at the end of the day, to collect our marks. And the final thing is the most important tip that I've ever received from anyone, and funnily enough, I was doing this before I got this tip, and I was like, whoa, I see the future. I do it for BMAT, so I do it for everything. But have a question bank, a record of all the questions you get wrong. When you do a paper, when you do anything, you're going to get some questions wrong. And at that time, you go, you chase up your teachers, you use your revision guide, you do what you need to do to make sure you can understand it. But a few weeks down the line, a few months down the line, to make sure and consolidate your knowledge, to make sure that you definitely actually understand what's going on, you need to be going to your exam question bank and doing those questions. With me, my exam bank is gigantic in maths. It's not as big in biology because I tend to get it after I read it. And for BMAT, it doesn't make sense sometimes. Like, so having those exam question banks means you go back and you can test yourself. In addition, which is kind of part of this tip, you can literally Google hardest A-level maths questions. I literally have a document that I printed out called hardest A-level maths questions of all time from 1951 till now, and I just go through them, because if you can push yourself and do the hardest things, then you can do the easier things as well. So take all of this with a pinch of salt, because obviously I'm still in year 12, but like I said, these tips were taken from loads of different people. Share this if you think it is going to be useful or helpful for anyone, and give it a big thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Comment down below your own advice so we can help each other out. If you've already done this, please help us out. We're all trying to help each other. It's a community here on this channel. But anyway, as always, smile, subscribe, study hard, slay hard, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bye.